Wow. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you very much. We ask that you kind of share this life. It's very important. We want to appreciate you for trying to join us. And we just want you to help us to share the life. That's all we wish from you. Kind of share the life for us as we go through this process. Kind of share the life. Mm-hmm. We appreciate for you to share our life. Mm-hmm. Thank you very much. Please share the life for us. That plays some Liberian music a little bit as we share the life.
I'm feeling the vibes with original hits.
Yeah, man. Number two. Mm-hmm.
Can it be that problem? All people call you Babuwe. Some people call you Paramelis. Someone else call you Country Giant. For me, I call you
Thank you. Please share the life. Please share the life. Vincent, Vincent, Vincent. Yeah, Roosevelt, how are you, brother? Critical. How are you? How you coming on? We ask that you kind of share the life. I'm gonna do Elko Fana. What's up? Your opinion is respected. We just ask that you share the life for us. Keep sharing. Let's keep sharing until we reach a sizable number. We're not stay long today. Our discussion is squarely focused on the saga at the Ministry of Transport and the demolition exercise ongoing in the country. So we request your indulgence to keep sharing this live, which is very important for us and important also for the public. So Moses Guay, how are you? Rudolph Dennis, Aaron G. Aaron, how are you? Tony Ward, Prince David. Today we are going live on my personal page, and we ask that you just do us that little favor by sharing our life and just keep sharing. I guess, okay, good. I guess you are getting me. So we ask that you share the live. Leader, Dennis, how are you? I thank God you're watching from the Ministry of Transport. Lofa Queen, my Helena Brown, also watching. We ask that you kindly share the live. Uh, Thank you for joining in. Betty Tuluge, how are you? Victoria Morris, Adam Washington, Frederick Wilson. We appreciate where you to keep sharing the live. It's very important, extremely important that we all share the live. Um, as I shared, I ask that you also share. We have in the next 4 minutes, we start. Our topic is quite a focus on two major issues quickly. We won't last long. One has to do with the demolition, and another one has to do with the ongoing uh, situation at the Ministry of Transport. So yes, keep doing us a favor by sharing this live, please. Permanent edition, Moise, Michelle Moore, Morris, Dorothy, Joseph Brooks. The number is going up. We are using our personal page. There is just a quick impromptu respond and educational forum we want to provide. Dorothy, how are you? Favor, Emmanuel, Tumo, Giddens, Eastman, Emmanuel, Phoebe, how are you? Gabriel Nangwe, Sidi Sia, how are you? Want you to just do us a favor by just sharing this live podcast today, and you will not regret because we provide tutorial program. Lawe Tawa, how are you? Gabriel Nangwe, Daniel Thomas, how are you? Long time, great man. Ebenezer David Cantel, Pressure, how are you? Thank you very much. We have 2 more minutes. Just 2 more minutes to begin. So you can keep sharing and following. Keep sharing and following. And this is very important. Serious Chucky DeBoss, the general of our time. My Richard Red. Tracy, how are you, Mama? Thomas Kishin, how are you? Tracy, Jim May, today we're just quickly, today we'll quickly handle a few issues today. Quickly, just 2 cardinal issues. We have 1 more minute to start our live program. Just a minute to start our live program. 1 more minute to the time to start this all important live. And we ask that each and every one of you just share our program. Thank you. Thank you very much for following us. All right. So, at this critical juncture, we would just love to recognize quickly a few persons as Spank Dolly, Peter White, Sando Talk TV, Crew King Waka, Da Chronic, Saronic, Hassan Kanet. Hassan, how are you? Sheikh Kafoman Dukle, great man. Augustine Kroma, you are all welcome to this live program. All the way from our territory on 9th Street, Frederick Nimland. You are welcome to this. Thank you for following Blatter Blatter. We do appreciate every one of you following, and we want to go straight into this program. Straight. We are not backing down. We believe that our people, Emmanuel Saki, how are you? Serena Johnson, Dennis Miller, Rose Quartet, how are you? Duke, what's up? My begin Duke, quite a long time. Great Tomeka, great. Duke, how are you? Speaker Lasana, Yvonne Davis, Speaker Peter White, how are you? So today we are on it. We're going straight into our program, West Slot, following Mohammed B. Jabate. Thank you very much. And for this all important program, and to our viewers, to those who share for us, to your reactions, to your comments. So today, Dennis Miller, how are you? Melvin Krobe, Emmanuel Thier, Andrew Kennel, all the way from Dupuru. Thank you. There's just an impromptu, and we got this number of followers and viewers, Aaron Lattell, Charles Flomo, my general. I'm watching from Louisville, Kentucky. Beatrice Ray, yes or no peace for this. I won't say that about Beatrice. But I beg you, today we want the issues. We want to discuss the issue. We want to focus on the issue. Tatos Boa, how are you? Alex A. Alex from PA chapter USA. So today we'll focus on two cardinal points, two important issues we'll focus on. One, we'll look at the saga at the Ministry of Transport, vis-a-vis the legislative implications. That's where that will come from. Focusing on the issue of the Ministry of Transport vis-a-vis the legislative implications. First, let's be able to establish a few things. Every government has an obligation. Every government has an obligation. The Liberian Constitution is framed in a manner and form where the government of the Republic of Liberia, the president, the vice president, the speaker, the pro tem, the chief justice, the three cardinal branches of government will take an oath to uphold, protect, and defend the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia. The government is under obligation to protect lives and protect properties. There's no argument about that. The government is under obligation to protect lives and to protect properties. And on the basis of that, the government under the Constitution of Liberia is to also provide an enabling environment. Provide an enabling environment to provide job opportunities for its citizens and to also protect its citizens at the various job sites, the various locations. The government has that responsibility to provide an enabling environment and to provide job opportunities for our people. However, even in the midst of laws that may be passed, the government can review those legislations. The government can review those executive orders or those administrative decisions that become binding on the people when those laws or those administrative decisions or opinions, or for example, executive orders, undermine the stability of the state, undermine the importance of the people. The government is under obligation to protect its citizens. What is unfolding at the Ministry of Transport? This government, let me repeat, this government is under obligation to protect the workforce. One argue, there's this argument. Oh, the sun is coming low. Okay, let's see. Is the sun better now? Is the sun better? Just somebody let me know whether the sun is better now. I guess we're having a better sun, right? So if the sun is better, just let me know that the sun is better now, because somebody said the sun is low. So the sun, yeah, okay. I think the sun is better now. So what is happening at the Ministry of Transport is not only unique to the Ministry of Transport. A government comes to power and doesn't protect its citizens, take jobs for some people because of political affiliation or political alliance. That is wrong. The single most important motive motto of this government or the Unity Party is rescue. They've come to rescue the people of Liberia. They've not come to sink the people into poverty. They have not come to destroy the people of the country. Let me listen to the argument by the people. The first argument here is that the people believe at the Ministry of Transport that they have legitimate claims, which they have legitimate claims. Because the act creating the Ministry of Transport, the law or the legislation creating the Ministry of Transport is clear that the issue of vehicle leasing, the issue of registration are full responsibilities of the Ministry of Transport. Those responsibilities have not been taken away from the Ministry of Transport. An entity is being created called LMTR or LTMR, the Bureau of Traffic Management Incorporated. Now, the argument by this government, which is a faulted argument, Solomon is watching from Greece, which is very good, which is a faulty argument. The argument is that, oh, they met an agreement. The agreement was passed by Weah-led administration. That's not a strong argument. That's not a strong argument. Just a minute. Just a minute of distinguished people. Just a minute. I want to do a little setup. Just a minute. Just give me a minute. Just a minute. I want to do a little setup. So what's the argument? The argument is that they met the agreement there. No. You came to rescue the country. You came to rescue the country. So which agreement you met? You say you met an agreement that created an entity that provides an authority to that entity to usurp the function of the Ministry of Transport. That's the argument. Which I disagree with as chairman on the executive. Because you ask yourself a simple question, and this is the question that you ask yourself. If this agreement existed during the Weah-led administration, why it was not implemented? Have you been able to ask yourself that if this agreement creating the LTMR to take the function of license plate and vehicle registration from the Ministry of Transport, if this agreement actually existed, the question here today is this: why was this agreement not implemented under Weah-led administration for 6 solid years? Though there was an agreement from Ellington, the same LTMR. Why the agreement didn't take place under Weah administration? Why all this halabaloo? Why all the halahara didn't take place? Why only under this government that argue that the Weah-led administration have bad agreement, when they come to power, they will scratch the agreements off? That's the question we should be able to ask ourselves. That's the logic we should be able to propound. No, I will tell you why. This agreement is bogus. The agreement does not represent the supreme interests of the Liberian people. The Ministry of Transport, having these functions, will collect millions of dollars to contribute towards the revenue generation of the country. But with the LTMR, they will collect 50% of what the Ministry of Transport will collect. So does the Joseph Boyga want the 100% or they want the 50%? No government that want to develop the country, will go for 50% against 100%. No government. No government will want to do it. There is not an argument. But guess what? The history of the LTMI has to be said. They came to this country during President Salif's time. President Boyka is fully cognizant of this entity. An entity that he has personal interest in. The director of police of the Republic of Liberia, the current director, Gregory Como, has a link to this entity. That's why the Liberian National Police, for the last 1 year, has been enforcing the regulation and backing the entity against the Ministry of Transport. You're looking at the connects. One of the sons of President Boyka is involved with this company. So this company that could not operate under President Weah because they were taking more jobs from Liberian people. They were generating less revenue as compared to the Ministry of Transport. This is the company now that has become the darling child of the Boyka-led administration. There are accusations, allegations that the company helped to finance the campaign of Joseph Boyka. Let me repeat. There are accusations and allegations that this company helped to finance the campaign of President Boyka. So it's a pure reciprocity, economic reciprocity on the part of the Boyka-led administration. Gregory Como, who has a link with the company, will get his share. President Boyka and one of his sons who have a link to the company will get a share. But it doesn't stop there. The current Minister of Justice, Oscar Tway. Let me repeat. The current Minister of Justice, Oscar Tway. His company, his law firm that he worked with 8 years, served as lawyers for the LTMI that is now usurping the functions of the Ministry of Transport. The Attorney General of the Republic of Liberia, the Minister of Justice, law firm that he worked with, that they organized. That law firm served as the legal arm and entity of this LTMI. See the conflict of interest? Who is advising the President of the Republic of Liberia? Who is advising him legally? Who is writing this legal opinion that the company should take the function and usurp the function of the Ministry of Transport? The very Minister of Justice, the very Minister of Justice who wrote the legal opinion, the very Minister of Justice who wrote the legal opinion that the LTMI should take over vehicle registration, printing of license plates, etc., is the very Justice Minister who legal firm has been providing legal defense for the LTMI. We're not making a story, and these are the facts. These are the facts. Now, Oscar Tway, the the Pier 12 law firm, that Oscar 12, the Justice Minister, has been with, is the law firm now that is defending the LTMI. The Justice Minister is conflicted. The Minister of Justice is conflicted on the issue. So his opinion is not in the interests of the Liberian people. It's not in the interest of the workforce at the Ministry of Transport, but in the interest of an entity that would generate less revenue for the country, unlike the Ministry of Transport that would generate more revenue for the country, to focus on the developmental agenda of the country. Unfortunately, the presidency has written a communication to the Minister of State, the Chief of Office Staff of the President of the Republic of Liberia, Saga. They've written a communication stating clearly that the Ministry of Transport should give that authority to the LTMI, the Minister of State, the COS, to the President. What is interesting, the 2026 budget law is very clear. Many of you have read it, many of you understand that. The 2026 budget law of the Republic of Liberia says clearly that vehicle registration, lessoning, to provide lesson, driver lesson, etc., remains with vehicle registration, remains with the Ministry of Transport. Lessoning remains with the Ministry of Transport. That's the most recent law, which is the budget law, signed by the Speaker, signed by the Pro Tem, approved by the Liberian House of Representatives, concurred by the Liberian Senate, passed by the House of Representatives, concurred by the Liberian Senate, signed by the two heirs, and sent to the President of the Republic of Liberia. And Joseph Boakai affixed a signature to that. There is an existing law. But a mere Chief of Office Staff to the President writes a communication contradicting the budget law and said, though the budget law says that these functions must remain with the Ministry of Transport, but no, as of March, you have to take these functions and give it to the LTMI, a mere Minister of State or portfolio, writes a communication violating the budget law of the Republic of Liberia. This is where the legislature comes in on their oversight. The entire legislature will sit, and that's why I attack lawmakers. Some of the most senior lawmakers, the Speaker, the Pro Tem, the Deputy Speaker, the rest, top lawmakers, attack them. And the reason why I attack them because how can the legislature sit and pass a law, a budget law, and a mere Minister of State violate the budget law, and he goes scot-free? A mere Minister of State violates the budget law, challenge the authority, that signing signature of the President of the Republic of Liberia, and challenge the authority of the legislature, that the legislature made a law, the budget is a law, and a mere Chief of Office Staff to the President writes a communication and says, we don't respect that law, and you break the law, Where is the oversight of the legislature? I respect many of our colleagues in there, but this is where I differ. The legislature has to step in and halt the communication and even bring the minister of state to the legislature for obstructing a legislative function. Your people come crying to you, lawmakers, because they voted for you, that they can see. They can go see ministers. How dare you sit? How dare you sit, members of the honorable legislature, and allow a Queer, Minister of State / Chief of Office Staff, to violate the budget law? He should be beyond bars by now for obstructing your function. Let me reference you. The budget law of 2024 said no government official should buy a vehicle more than $45,000 United States dollars. The budget law of 2024 said no government official should buy a car more than $45,000. Besides the president, the vice president, the speaker, the pro tem, the chief justice, and I think the deputy speaker. No official of government should purchase a vehicle more than $45,000. Amin Moda got Ottawa for $90,000. Ottawa, violating the budget law. President Boyka called Amin Moda, the Minister of Transport, the first Minister of Transport, and asked him to resign. What are we saying? What are we saying? Are we saying, let me ask a question. Are we saying the president can implement law on one cabinet minister? Are we saying the president of the Republic of Liberia can only execute the law against one cabinet minister, Amin Moda, that we all disagree with? But when his chief of office staff, the minister of state, breaks the very budget law of 2026, you keep him there. The budget law of 2024 was broken by Amin Moda, that says no government official should buy a car below more than $45,000, but he got a $90,000 car. He had to resign. He was called by President Boyka and asked to resign. The legislature must muster the courage to take the appropriate action because they represent the people. The people will go to the legislature. The legislature has power of oversight. They must exercise that oversight. President Boyka must be reminded that Amin Moda broke the budget law of 2024. You ask him to resign, you compare him to resign, and he resigned as Minister of Commerce. But a Minister of State breaks another budget law. When the budget law says the lessening, to lessen and to provide registration should remain under the Ministry of Transport, and your Minister of State raise a communication contravening the budget law, breaking the budget law, and Mr. President, you sit and you treat him like a darling ball because the president has interest in LTMI and one of his sons. The police director has interest in LTMI. The Minister of Justice has interest in LTMI. That's why they can do nothing. The police every morning, they're behind the people, arresting cars. but they could not do it for the Ministry of Transport. This is not about party politics. This is about the reality. Those who are losing their jobs, those who may become dysfunctional at their job site, they are not seditionists alone. They are not unity partisans alone. They are Liberians. Some of them don't have political institutions. The lady that you saw swearing boycott that they will die and their children will die, that my biological cousin. She's named after my grandmother. Her name is Lucia Jackson, popularly known as Tita Jackson. The lady you saw to Ministry of Transport swearing, the government official, she's a biological cousin to me. An ardent supporter of the Unity Party, an ardent and unapologetic. Charles Yes, that Charles Yes biological mother there, the journalist Charles Yes, is my family member. Her mother, Lucia Jackson, Tita Jackson, is an unapologetic supporter of President Boyka and an ardent supporter of the Unity Party. She has worked down there for 13 years. She expressed her disagreement that not about CDC or about Unity Party, and she on record she said, this is not about political party. She said it. You came to rescue. You did not come to take jobs from the people. You did not come to make them jobless. That's not the essence of a rescue team, to make a group of people jobless, to make Liberians jobless. This is not Unity Party, this is not CDC. Because my cousin that was speaking has always supported the Unity Party-led administration. The same Ministry of Transport, the lady who fought for Unity Party was taken from director and brought down. She went under the vehicle. If many of you can remember, another lady at the Ministry of Transport, this is how heartless the executive has become. Once their interest is protected, sorry for the French, to hell with even their own partisans. To hell with even their own partisans. The Liberian legislature must intervene. The CSA boss went there, the people booing, yes. How can you create new departments within the Ministry of Transport with all legislation? The CSA boss. The CSA boss. What authority do you have as a CSA boss to move in and say we are creating new departments? What authority do you have? With all legislative approval, the CSA boss went to the place and said, you know, we'll create new department because you will monitor, you will have oversight at the Ministry of Transport. So the new department that we will carry out. The Ministry of Transport was created by law of the Republic of Liberia. Those departments were created by law. They were not just created by one minister or CSA. If those departments fail to exist, they must fail to exist by law, and the law must create new departments. That's where the legislature come in to halt the CSA action. The legislature must act. That's why I said I will also speak from a legislative standpoint. our people are suffering. There is now CDC versus Unity Party. This is about over 400 to 600 Liberians that will be all the jobs. We are bad, but we are never told jobs for them. We are was wicked, but we are never allowed that agreement to work. Yes, you said the worst thing about we are. You said there's some bad agreements. But guess what today? The agreements that you call bad agreement are the agreements you're enforcing today. And you justifying saying that why you met there. Why you can't repeal it. Why you cannot amend it. Why you cannot repeal it. Why you cannot amend it. Why are you justifying that the agreement that you met? Why? Why is Boyka administration? Why is Boyka minister of justice? Why the police director? Why even some of our lawmakers saying, oh, the agreement is you promised the Liberian people that you will rescue the country and agreements were bad under we are their administration. That's a commitment to rescue the Liberian people. A failure on the part of this government to rescue the people is the betrayal of your political commitment to the state and its people that they voted for you for. The government is insensitive to the plight of those workers and the Liberian people. Let's go to the second subject matter quickly. Demolition, alleyway, the private land, the alley. We've been in this country. We've been in this country. The United Party, 12 years in government, if you can attest, a lot of areas were broken down. A lot of areas were broken down under the Unity Party, 12 years. The court was weaponized. This is dangerous. Let me start with the issue of private land. One group go to court, you bid a place after 15 years, 20 years, 50 years, 60 years, you pay for the place. Somebody come and go to court. The court rule. The courts are using technical jargons. Go enforce, evict, eject. The courts telling a sheriff, go enforce. They say, go enforce this ruling, evict them and eject them. The lower courts. If the court rule today, before you take your appeal to the higher court, tomorrow morning, all the properties are broken down. If the court rule today in favor of Acarous Gray, before daybreak, Acarous Gray will take that court verdict along with the sheriff and the police. They go to break everything down before daybreak. We're not stupid. How come the police are so active in enforcing the court decision these days? How come? We're not stupid. Liberia is treading a dangerous path. You know, people can fight for property. They can fight for their money. They can fight for women. People can fight for property. Don't joke property war. It's not a small war. Somebody sweat for all that investment, and you go to the court and use the court, the hands of the court, to rule. And before daybreak, the sheriff are there, the police there, 6 o'clock. They don't even notify you. You can take your things and they break down your property because they don't want you to run to the Supreme Court. The time you will take to run to the Supreme Court, the damage is done. But these are some of the concerns. If you ran to the Supreme Court and the Supreme Court halted the decision of the lower court judge, or even the Supreme Court say the judgment is wrong against you, your property have been damaged, and that judgment comes in your favor. How do you get your property? From the man who went with the court verdict and acted on a decision from the lower court. They broke down your entire property. The judge will say, oh, that was my opinion. The lower court judge. You are not carrying him to court for his opinion. Though his opinion has been overturned by the Supreme Court. When you carry the lower court judge to court and say he ran out a verdict, so he must pay for your property, even if they rule in your favor, the Supreme Court at the end of the day, that breeze, you can only get the land back. But what happened to the damage that was caused? What happened to your properties? What happened to the damage that was caused? What happened to your properties? Your property will go in breeze. Your property will go in breeze. Your effort, everything you work for will go in breeze. Even assuming that the upper court rule in your favor. What a rush about breaking people's homes. What a rush. What a secret motivation. What a hidden secret that the police is involved. Heavily armed, using tear gas. Why? All over the country. People say, oh, they broke down CDC headquarters. Okay, don't trap down for rat alone. Let the CDC headquarters. But let Jala stand right here. Some people had deeds. Before the deed, that the individual deed that he had, people had other deed than his deed. But the court, when the court ruled in favor, they broke those people's property down. The people going to court now. If the court ruled in their favor because they had other deed, what happened with them when all their properties have been destroyed, demolished, totally broken down? Why are the police so forceful? New Georgia Junction. Go to New Georgia Junction. All over Monrovia. Why? Some of these people that winning these cases, maybe you don't know today. I will have you informed. Maybe you don't know today. Some of these people, they supported Joseph Boyer campaign. They come in now, they weaponize the court. Soon daybreak, they just call Gregory come and say, my man, we just won a case. Move the police. They go take the properties. Then they move the police. When the people decide they want to stand up, the police tear gas them or break some people's legs. The police is being used against the citizens. Without any resistance from even the population going to take people's property. The police will move in instead of the sheriff going to notify the people. The police will already be there. Why heavily armed? Sometimes 50 police officers, 100 police officers against its own citizen. This is orchestrated. I disagree with Sir Joseph. Senator Sir Joseph. But he said something. He said, we'll not vote for the budget of these people. He got to go a step further. He said, we'll not vote for the budget of these people because it's been orchestrated. It's a pure orchestration. It's calculated. Because most of the areas they're breaking down so that business people behind it, foreign business partners. You protect your citizens. You don't want to protect your citizens, but you protect your business partners against your citizens. Watch it. Most of the areas that have been broken down, especially closer to the roadside, that foreign business partner behind the scene, using a Liberian brother against another Liberian brother. People fronting. People fronting. And because some of these people sponsor boycott administration, some of them will take money and give it to Gregory Como to put the police on. The police not yet there for nothing. Money exchanging hands behind the scene to put the police there to provide defense. The police is being used against its citizens. The second part, the government is hiding under the guise, and we will disguise the government today. The government is hiding under the guise of development to see the opening alleys. We will disguise the government because the government is hiding under the guise. So the government has to be disguised. And how do we disguise the government? The budget of the Republic of Liberia has nothing in it. All the places they open, they say that alleys. No money there to pave the roads. The only money they get under the Ministry of Public Works that they open alley so that Giddings can justify eating the money. But the money that is there under the Ministry of Public Works is not to open alleys and pave the roads, but they say open alley. So Giddings can use those millions of dollars to justify that they're working the opening alleys. They don't care that they could displace 10,000 Liberians in Montserrat County minimum. 10,000 Liberians could be displaced minimum in Montserrat County. But the guy wants to justify the money under the Ministry of Public Works to open alleys. But would those alleys be paved? Up Rabber Street, going all the way down to CWA, St. Ellie Johnson said he opened the alley. The road is not paved since Ellington. What a rush about opening alleys when there is no money placed in the budget for developing the alleys. And the government is hiding under the guise that they want to develop. The government is under the guise that they want to develop. The government. My friend Sylvester Y asked a very technical question. Sylvester Y, you grew up Raspberry Valley. Let me respond to you quick as a brother. You grew up Raspberry Valley. We went to LU together. Your parents, they have home Raspberry Valley. Was there any time in the history from a century ago, 100 years ago, up to your time, that any government want people obeying on alleyway? Any government for 100 years, up to the time, Sylvester Y. Did any government advise the people that these are alleys? Or there have been any history of alleys down Raspberry Valley, for example, down the road? Even when Samuel Doe, wanted to open the road from Johnson Street, the new bridge, coming to Slavery and where he stopped, they paid the people. Yes. They paid the people. Let me repeat. Even when Samuel Doe was about to open the Slavery Road, all the people, because there have been no existence of alleys, but those saw it necessary that they wanted to open those areas. So they paid the people Before those started paying the slavery road up to the place they stopped, they paid the people. Even the Charleston road that were being built, Turbo then paid the people. The people were paid. That road coming down Charleston, all the people along that road, they were being paid. They were being compensated by the government of the Republic of Liberia. There are areas this government opening and marking an alleyway for centuries. There have been no alley there. This is the argument, Sylvester. This is the conversation, and we got to be real. The government is not ready for developing those alleyways. The government is creating new alleyways that did not exist, or they have never existed even by the map of the Ministry of Public Works. And you say we should sit and don't talk. No, I've been a lawmaker all the days of my life. I fought in defense of the masses at the Capitol building. My records are public. I stood up when Ellen was carrying on demolition. The people of Satan will tell you. The people of Charleston will tell you. The people in Slavery and Johnson Street will tell you. The people in Bush Quarter will tell you. May his soul rest in perpetual peace, Solomon George. And I went there will stop Mary Broad from breaking through Bush Quarters. Decisions were taken by the court to take the entire war wing. One family claiming the entire war wing, including the University of Liberia. On a Sunday morning, we went there. We stopped the process. Satan, I moved in and we stopped the process. And we negotiated. So nobody should ask me, Acarous, what did you do? My records are public. I made an argument that if you want to break the masses error and call in the alley, go to the Methodist Church on 13th and 14th Street in the alleyway or the Methodist compound. Take a decision, Madam Sally. If you want to break Bush Quarters, opening alley. If you want to do Satan, opening alley. When I was lawmaker, these are the logical arguments we propounded. Go to Single, go to 8th Street. Gregor Common living 8th Street, they block the entire alley. The alley is congested, it's closed up. That's where the rich people living. Public will go and break it down. This is the argument that the lawmakers should be making in District 8 and other electoral districts. Yes. Vatan. Stores were built on the drainages. But the government doing the road now, they will not break those stores on the drainages. No. But if our poor people, they will break down their homes. That's where I come from. That's where I stand. That's my standpoint. Nobody should come and ask me, what did you do or what have you done? We stood in the supreme interest of the people. Even when President William was obeying the Doe community rule, the masses were protected. Even when he was building the Invincible Pike, Rototown, the opposite President Salif place, the masses were protected and low-income homes were being constructed. The legislature had a debate yesterday in the Senate. Good debate. I agree and I disagree. Let me come to the agreement first. Senator, they don't say something very important. I will agree with him on one point. The legislature can step in if people who are being broken down, they're taking decisions, and the legislature believe that abuse of power by the court, and when it comes to private land ownership, the former Proton Abache said, one man claiming from Vamuma all the way to the ministerial complex, all the way to the overhead bridge. One family claiming that whole area, that they own the entire area, the entire Morovia is owned by 10 families. The Cooper family were claiming the entire rehab community because it used to be the Cooper farm. The Johnson, the Rabos, yes, the Pins, They are claiming the kings. They're claiming the entire Monserrado County. Part of Mangili, you're joking here. Nima County, the AFL, over 100 acres of land, the AFL telling women who build the concrete home, they're telling you can't move. The government was still going after people. So I agree with Senator Delon when he said something important. He said, if these judges continue, we must impeach them. Impeachment proceeding begins in the House of Representatives and removal at the Senate. The House of Representatives and the Senate, they have responsibility to protect their constituents of their constituencies. That the people that voted for you, that you, the people, can run to. So the argument by Senator Delon, on the argument, I will agree. If the judge abused power, the judge must be impeached from office for abuse of power. And only the legislature has that authority to impeach and remove a judge. Only the legislature has that authority. The Supreme Court cannot remove a lawmaker. The executive cannot remove a lawmaker. But the lawmaker can remove the president, the vice president. The lawmaker can remove the entire Supreme Court bench. But they cannot do the same to the legislature. That is supreme authority of the legislature. That's why I say I will speak from a legislative standpoint. But now there should be a bill of impeachment against that judge that is just abusing power and running decisions. The legislature has to provide a bill of impeachment to be hanging over that man's head. Some of our people in America, they work all the days of their life. They bought land here. Some of them been having no land for 15, 20 years. Some of them built their horses for 30 years ago. Some people want to come back to settle. Some Liberians locally, some people making their businesses. People go to court and break down these people's properties that cause thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars. And people must clap for it. Let's be real. You sat down more than 15, 20 years. People build on the property. You go there, you notify them to stop them from building. Then you come back. You want to take the people home. You want to break down those areas. Let's be as realistic as we can be. Gentlemen, let's face the decks of wisdom. Take your party cap off. Disarm yourself. Take that Unity Party cap off. Disarm yourself and think about your brothers that even voted for Unity Party. Think about them. See the ill treatment. Their homes have been demolished, broken down by a court decision. So do I support Senator Delon quest that look, some of the judges will have to be impeached? Yes, I do. But I disagree with him on one point. When you say break it down, that means demolition. On the point of demolition, Senator Delon, I disagree with you. You say when in the alleyway, break it down. Even at skyscraper, even at the current president hall, break it down. Senator Delon, town job is not for right alone. Senator, remember that the people voted for you. The masses rise up to the occasion, not just Unity partisans, but even seditions that said it was disenchanted. Senator Delon, they fought for you. That statement was not in the interest of the people. You are my friend, my brother, and I will tell you the truth. Senator Delon found a solution. There will be a supplementary budget coming to the legislature. Put in resettlement package. If your state say you want to break the place down, put in resettlement package, Senator. Put in compensation, Senator. Even the World Bank contracts agreement, the African Development Bank, the international partner, every contract or agreement Liberia signed, they have package there for resettlement. Even if the people in the alleyway and that road is being sponsored by the World Bank, they will pay all of the people that the RRA road, that the Somalia Drive road, that the road going all the way to Ganta, that the Buchanan Road in the southeastern region, those agreements that we pass, money in it to resettle the people along the road, because the government will be expanding the road. Even if what crime is it in the midst of poverty? Consider poverty, Senator. The people are suffering. See that woman in Rotterdam who built TD houses. Yes, she voted for the Unity Party, but it doesn't matter. See that lady, my TD houses for life could end. Some people could kill themselves. The years that it took, you reach 50 years already, that God helping you in Liberia when you reach 50, even 40. Then I'm talking about when you're 60 and they break your house down. Everything that you ever labor for in your life, they say, alleyway. Senator, I disagree with you. I disagree with you, Senator. You're my friend, but I disagree with you. Use your oversight, Senator, and ask the Minister of Public Works to halt the demolition. Even if the alleyway, they need to halt it. Why, Senator? And to all members of the Senate. Why? And to members of the House of Representatives. Like the people who voted for you. Like the people who fought for you. You did not tell them you would displace them. You did not tell them that you will make them homeless. President Boyka did not tell them that he will make them homeless. If President Boyka was going to tell the people that will break down the alleyways and will not provide compensation or resettlement, they were never going to vote for him. The government is behaving irresponsible. The government is making more people homeless. It's not the function of a government to make its citizens homeless. No, you cannot make your citizens homeless. It's not your job. It's not your function. Do not say break it down. The days when Mary Brown was breaking things down, we hotter her. We brought her to the legislature. We stop her. We even issue a vote of no confidence in her and declare her a government boom. That's what we did. We wrote the communication to protect and defend our people. That's what we did. Nobody. It's sad. It's sad when the 70-year-old man home is broken down under the guise of development when there is no money to pave those areas, when there is no resettlement. The government is making money. Put money in the budget to resettle the people. Schools are being broken down while children are in school. The Constitution provides for the government to provide education. Education is a God-given right. It's an inalienable right. The right to live is an inalienable right. Government cannot take that right away from you. By breaking your property down, you could die. That means government is taking that right to live away from you. We can't sit here and clap. We can't come under the guise of development. No, you're not ready to develop. Even if you're ready to develop, compensate the people. You can do it. Mr. President, you can do it. The legislature, you can do it. You put the money in the budget. The budget is performing according to you. You can do it. But you're making people homeless. Remember, these are the people who voted for you. And these are the same people who will come to vote for you. And somebody say, oh, the people want to threaten all with their votes for development. Are you giving them jobs? What development are you talking about? Have you been able to address the bread and butter issue? Are you providing low-income homes for them to migrate in and move in? Do they work? Do they have money? Or are they jobless? They are not threatening you with their votes. Nobody should say that. They are saying to you, we need you to rescue us. That's what they are saying. The lawmakers, they have a responsibility under their oversight. They can halt the Ministry of Public Works from proceeding. They can do that. They can repeal the provision of that budget. Saying you're breaking down our people's homes. You don't care. Students are in school. And you break it down the place of which school they will go to, the school fee going in vain. The parents can already afford. Whole year the kids will not go to school. You break down or clean it, or you breaking down hospital, or children's hospital. You broke it down. Do you know what it takes to install a CT scan, the X-ray machine, etc.? Take for example, Representative Enos was talking about that in your district. And you break the place down, and you don't have a beautiful health sector in the country, and you break down the hospital, you break down the school. People will say, okay, you demolish a mosque, you demolish a church, but let's look at the schools, let's look at the hospitals. Somebody said a private issue. No. The government has eminent domain. The executive can use eminent domain and compensate the owner of those lands because there's a school and protect the school and protect the case under the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia. That's where the legislature must come in. That's where the executive must come in to use eminent domain. And the legislature must push the executive branch of government to enforce eminent domain, to protect its citizens. That's why it can't, this is free tutorial, this is free education. That is free education. Okay. The government has to come in to use eminent domain when there's a school, and even if you went to court and you won the case and there's a school there, the school year has not ended, and you're using the court, the government need to use eminent domain and say, look, when you say that you get a land, but this school year now, get all time to relocate, or we use eminent domain, we'll pay you. A particular space where the school is, we got to maintain the school there, but we'll pay you. The person cannot reject the money because it's legal for the government to intervene under the doctrine of eminent domain. Where is the eminent domain by the government? My friends, this is not Unity Party thing. It is not CDC thing. Though you will not take CDC away from me. But these are facts. Look at Satan. The children are in school. Then you get one Bobo lawmaker that representing District 8, who has become a legislative tax collector. You only wait for month to end to take pay. They broke a school down in District 8. The lawmaker cannot talk. You can't use your oversight. You can't write a communication. They come and break down from slavery all the way through Jarastan, coming to 9th Street. You can't write a communication that when the next budget comes, even if the government is insisting, write a communication, put yourself on record that the people should be compensated through the budget. Write that communication. They should be resettled through the budget. You get El Chopper ROC here. You get a repatriation commission, the resettlement commission. You get a refugee commission. You get a national disaster relief commission. But you have become a legislative tax collector when your people are suffering. And because you are a businessman, so you go in with the business people to break down your people place, you can't say nothing. And you take $3.5 million Liberian dollars, the $60,000 United States dollars, you take $60,000 United States dollars behind the scene. And you protect the elites against the masses. Yes, I don't want to say it. You have become a legislative tax collector, the representative of District 8, not just a boo-boo, but cannot stand on the legislative floor to defend his people. To stand up when court are ruling against your people, submit a bill of impeachment. When power are being abused, submit a bill of impeachment. When other wills that did not exist are being opened in your district and your people are being displayed, write a communication to hurt the public work minister to summon him. Bring the director of police. Why the police using tear gas on innocent citizens? It's not just unique to District 8. But there are some lawmakers who are legislative tax collectors. They are pure legislative tax collectors. They collect taxes. At the end of the day, your tax money, they just collect it, they go to sit down. They can't say anything. They're not personal. I don't usually criticize my lawmaker or some members of the legislature. That is not personal. These are the facts. These are the facts. When we were there, we stood up. There are public records. We fought against demolition without compensation. Yes, we did that 12 years. We fought to protect the existence of communities, including the Satan community, the Warwen community. We fought. We stood up in the supreme interest of the people to protect these communities. Even when the court took action, even when the government came to open alleyways, we stood up. We made our case against the government that they were being selective in their implementation. These are public records. But people just talk. People talk. So my senator, you senator of Monserrato County, I disagree with you. Use the budget, your oversight, to put money for compensation and resettlement. Why you get a disaster relief committee? Why you get it? People have become refugees in their own home. People have become refugees in their own home. People will say internally displaced. They say they have become displaced people in their own home. But I elevated to say they have become refugees. Whether exactly rated or not, it's refugee in their own home. In their own home, they have become homeless. Extremely homeless. Liberians have become homeless in their own homes. Poverty is rating all over the people's faces. And somebody say that development. My people know a government that got the mandate of the people. You must protect the people no matter what the situation is. The people comes first. The people's power. It's the people who elected you. You cried. You made a case. You went to them. But today, our people are bleeding. Today, the masses crying. Only a heartless being only a cruel man will defend evil against the Liberian people. And you talk about development comes with pain. They told you, say, when Jerry Rawlings, they were developing the area in Ghana. You saw what they placed there. You saw the structure of the place there. You think they just went and broke down people's homes? And somebody used loosely the word development comes with pain. When the people are jobless, when everything that they work for, you take it from them in less than 24 hours. Everything that they ever worked for in the history of their existence. I see some people commenting, JMB, this, no. It's about the people who voted for JMB and JKK. You displace them. You make them refugees in their own home. You made them homeless. You take jobs from people. I have never been a representative of District Number 8 Monserrato County. And the incident happening at the Ministry of Transport. And as a seated lawmaker of the district, I cannot intervene. It's not personal. This is not about a puff daddy situation. This is not about bluffing. This is about true representation of your people. The Minister of Transport is in the district. Stand up and fight. Let history remember. Even if you get defeated on the legislative floor, history must remember you. You must distinguish yourself. That's where even some of our CDC lawmakers, yes, they are doing well, but they need to stand up. The party need to go in defense of the masses as the Youth League is doing. Yes. If it means that we must visit these areas and interact with the people, we cannot fight the government. No. But we must go to inspire them and give them hope. We must give hope to the hopeless as a political institution. Yes. Our lawmakers must put together and move to some of these sites and sympathize with the people. The people are suffering. They come to us. You know what I mean? To break down the school. I will close on this note in 2 to 3 minutes. My friends in Unity Party, Town Trap is not for rat alone. Remember, Amos Twe, you were Secretary General, and you are Secretary General and youth leader. You play a significant role in the Unity Party. Mo Ali, my son, you were Secretary General of the Unity Party. Stephen Johnson, all the young guys, Patrick Hunter, all of you. The old folks will leave the political scene. You will remain here. You will interact with these very people. You are still young. Show a distinction and stand up and tell your president, tell your regime speaker, what they are doing to the masses is dangerous. It will come back to haunt you tomorrow. We've been in government for 12 years. We have vast experience. He who refuses to listen to the Asian is yet to be born. It's a popular adage, things fall apart. He who refuses to listen to the Asian, it's a quotation, is yet to be born. You young folks in Unity Party, begin to hold your government accountable. You will need to see people tomorrow. You'll go back to them and they will remind you, you know, when the place in Jalastan was being broken down, there's a lady who said, she fought against me, even though I protected them and I fought for them. But she from Unity Party that has constitutional right to vote for who she wanted to vote for. I went in defense for them that time. The woman said, with all my indifference of Acarous grave, he stood for us. That was an open confession. He stood for us. An open confession to the lawmakers, especially the youthful lawmakers in the House of Representatives. 2029, you go back to the same people. If you can't stand for them today, they will ask you the question, what did you do when we're going through trials and tribulations? When we were homeless and when we became jobless, we voted for you. What did you do? Stand up today. Forget about that regime speaker. That man making your money. Even if you get defeated, you will live on your money. But I know a lot of lawmakers that when you leave that place, you will get nothing again. You will not be there at Acarous Grade and who were tactical, who kept something, who did some investment. But many of you will go back to square one. Stand up for the people. Fight for them. No matter what the circumstances, fight for the people. Say what you want to say about Josh Weah. President Weah was never and will have never encouraged the destruction of these people's homes. Never. If you cannot fight for the people today, tomorrow they will not fight for you. I can assure you, this is not about Acarous Grade want to be a lawmaker, want to come back. No, this is Acarous. Since 2004, 2005, I've never changed in my advocacy role, in my stance. Never changed. This is Acarous. It's only the people that can bring you back to power. It's only the people that you were elected for and to stand for them. So let me say thank you very much to all of you who share the life, who view the life, who made your comments, whether you agree or you disagreed. But deep down in you, there's a conscience in you, in your mind, for those of you who think through your head, not through your heart, because the heart doesn't think. You say, my heart telling me. My heart is not telling me anything. It's my brain that is telling me that some of you, you may disagree with me, but in your little closet, you know indeed that what is happening is not good. It could be you tomorrow. It could be you tomorrow. You know it could be you tomorrow. Today you are in power and you are recklessly using power. Tomorrow you will be out of power. What goes around comes around. The war is a global village. Don't abuse power. Our lawmakers, you must stand up. Safoko, I call on you to stand up as you have always been doing. Fanatic Kofa, former Speaker Kofa, Senator McGill, and all of you, keep fighting. Make history. You see, today, I'm not boasting. I'm not boasting. But I'm telling you, today, if you go across district number 8, people are regretting. People are regretting. They will say, hey, you can say anything about Acarous, but we're missing Acarous grade. Sometimes you don't know the importance, they say, of the butt until rising sits on it. You don't know the importance of your buttock until rising sits on it. People today, they say, George, say anything about President Weah, but you know, done this to us. Regretting, people are regretting. Do not regret your action in 2029. They came to you in 2023. They promised you, and they have betrayed the promise. Enough is enough. Stand up for your people, representatives, senators. The executive must act. Gregory Como, interest in LTMR. Joseph Boyka and one of his sons, interest in LTMR. The Minister of Justice, interest in LTMR. So you don't forget about that thing. Mr. You voted in court because they gave him the license plate agreement. I far back at Chancellor Town to Ellington to Weah Town, MDMC. And in court, will they rule in your favor to store LTMR? I doubt it. Is the court being weaponized in my opinion? Yes. Just how the court get an opinion, they can run out the opinion. The legislature also has an opinion. And the opinion of the legislature could be that the judiciary abusing power and can impeach him. That's the opinion. Nobody can stop that. That's a constitutional function. Even if the legislature jump out tomorrow morning, they say the other judge, you're abusing power, will move you from power, they will remove you, yeah, my people. They will remove you. But again, I say thank you to each and every one of you. Thank you to our media friends who are following. Thank you to everyone. Okay? We want to appreciate you a lot for all that you have done for following us. We want to appreciate you. You don't have to agree with us, but in your little closet, you will agree. I want to say happy Ramadan to all of our Muslim brothers and sisters. May Allah bless you, bless your family, give you a prosperous life as you go through Ramadan. I want to say thank you very much for following us. We had to do this impromptu because we believe that the fight for the masses is unbending and unwavering. And want to assure you that we'll always be there, no matter what the circumstances. Yes, I saw the clip in quick, and my friend Stanton said something. He said, say what you want to say about we are. But we are knew that we are taking jobs from people. Say what you want to say about President We are. He knew they were going to take jobs from people. He said the agreement, yeah, we can't implement it. Who can implement the agreement that the executive? If the executive refused to implement the agreement, will LTM function? They will not function. So, but the executive got interest. The executive got interest. Some lawmakers got interest in LTMI, maybe. But the justice minister, the police director, the president, and one of his sons, they got interest. 600 people. They said they created a new department. The legislature needs to intervene. But again, I say salam alaikum to my Muslim brother. May the grace and peace of Allah be upon your life. Thank you very much to each and every one. Thank you for following us. Thank you for sharing this live. We appreciate you, and we owe no apology. Somebody messaged me, and I said it, let me repeat. District 8 lawmaker is a legislative tax collector. Let me repeat. District 8 lawmaker is a legislative tax collector, only there to take pay. How many communications are written on behalf of the people? How many laws he submitted or sponsored in 2 years? Where oversight? 3